Hello, you guys. So today we are going to be connecting to the Akashic Records. I love connecting to the Akashic Records. It helps us get information that we need for healing, growth, calling back parts of our soul that we've lost, messages that we might need to hear for future influence. So we have multiple things here. I was called to pull out these decks right here of oracles and pull one card from each one. Hopefully it's just one card. I'm asking my guides only to give me one card from each one. We're going to do this star seed first, and then we are going to do the Earth Your Light, and then the Healing Waters. Okay. So I'm just, I just did some casino shuffling. Now I'm just doing some hand shuffling. And actually you can see me shuffling in the shadow right there. And we have, of course, two messages. I say one message, but sometimes it's more than that. It says, loosen your grip. Coping mechanism, destiny, addiction, let God in. Okay. And then the other one is water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. So I feel that it's saying right now, loosen your grip on, so this is tapping into what you're manifesting. So like you're wanting to know stuff. And we do go to the Akashic Records to get information so we can know things and get that information in. And I'm hearing loosen the grip on knowing. That's what that loosen that grip. And then water your garden is stop focusing on knowing and needing to know and what's the next way and what do I need to do and asking all those questions. Instead, focusing on more of a, okay, what does my body need? What do I need to take care of? What do I need to look into? And since water your garden has come out, always makes me go back to water. So making sure you're getting plenty of water, maybe going out to a body of water. I always tell people go out to a body of water if you can, if you're close to the ocean, if you're by a lake, if you're by a river, go to a stream, whatever. If you just have to go sit in your bathtub, do that. Or when it's pouring out, raining outside. I know that's not a body of water, but it's still water. It's still water. When it rains, it waters the earth. And so it's watering the plants. And so that's how, if you're in an area and you're not by a big body of water, that's how the plant life is still, thriving, is because of the water that comes down. I'm not exactly, I do have lakes and streams I can go to, but like right now I'm not just can go to some water. I can go get in a hot tub or my bathtub. But I don't. I go outside in the rain. I go walk in the rainwater when it's raining outside. And sometimes I walk in the morning time outside when, the grass is all dewy and wet. Just kind of grounding, but also connecting with nature. And that's also water. So you need water. It reminded me of this thing about luxury, worrying about those things, the luxury things you want, and not that, but being of something that you need. You're worth more than just a luxury item. You're like a survival item, like water. We need water to survive, or air. You need air to survive. So being more than just like that fancy new house or brand new Mercedes Benz or whatever, being more than that. Okay. Next we have work your light. The message for our work our light is, and some of these messages, like maybe that's not for you. Maybe you're like, oh, I'm doing my resting, I'm doing my thing. Then that's not for you, and maybe it could be something that you've already done, and so this is just confirming what you've already done, and you're like, I've already done this. Like, okay, then that's a confirmation for you. or say it's something that might come along later. So, or it could be someone else's messages. So, oh, I don't know how many fell out, but let's see. 2, always 2, something. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And the great gathering. It's all coming together, intuitive hits and soul tribe. So this to me says trust your path. If you knew you were supported, what would you do? So would you take that leap of faith? If you knew your soul tribe was behind you and they were going to be there when you walked down this path by yourself, or you started there and you knew around the corner was this, because if you look, it's kind of like going off into this mountainside where your soul tribe is. If you took off on the path by yourself, and when you got around to a certain point, you started meeting your soul tribe and they were there and you had all this wonderful support, would you do it? Would you take that leap of faith of what you want to do? So if you're wanting to go back to school, invest in yourself in some way, just taking a risk on something and doing it. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Would you do it? And knowing that it's saying it's going to come together. So again, loosening your grip. Do that thing you wanted. This one kind of falls from here. It's like, okay, you've done all of this. You've manifested all this. You want all the stuff. Now it's time to just relax and take care of yourself. And when the opportunity comes, take that leap of faith. Go out and do what you wanted to do. And when you see that opening, you released your grip on it. Now you see an opening. Now will you do it? And knowing that there is support right underneath you as you go, or right around the corner, or it's not going to be long before you have that partner you want, or those friendships, or whatever it is, that peace of mind, and knowing that it's there. So kind of going from, okay, loosen your grip. That door opens right here. Like this is like the door opening, and you stepping through the door and doing it. Kind of reminds me of, if I think about a reading of past, present, future, maybe this is future influence. This last one is the Healing Waters Oracle, so let's see what comes out. Yeah. We're going to see what happens when you walk through that door, through that gateway, through that, to that ideal. That's too many. That was like 5. Oh. What can transpire? What can happen? You know, what's the possibilities? You know, and with this, that healing being last, definitely healing. Ooh, and we got 1. The possibility is this one, the sacred well, replenishment, self-care, giving from a place of plenty. So if you look, there is a pathway. And so it does say, once you walk through that, you will be replenished. And one of it is self-care, in which we talked about that up here. You will be, after you do this and you're replenished, you will be able to give plenty back to others, and knowing it's not a risk to share and do that, because you're not giving all of yourself away. You know when to replenish and nourish yourself back again and come back, because it's kind of like a cycle. Like you're like, okay, but I think you can keep going in that cycle if you stay at a point that you're staying in balance and staying in a place where you're constantly taking care of yourself and not always running on empty. It's kind of like a car. You like drive until, oh, I'm almost on E, and then you go to the gas station, you get gas. No, you drive and you see, oh, I'm getting low. I'm going to go ahead and go and get some gas before you fully get down to empty, because you don't want to be fully empty and risk that, oh man, the car stopped and now you have to try, take more time to try to get the car refilled again. And that's what happens to your body when you do this. You run it down too much, and then it takes longer to refill it. The process takes longer. Whereas if you would have did it when you were at a half or a fourth, you would have been in a better place. Okay? All right. Now that we have opened with our oracles and knowing that we are working, that the universe is asking us to work on ourselves, we're going to get some messages from the records. And I'm wanting to get 2 messages from the records and then pulling tarot on top of that, okay? So what messages does the records, the Akashic records, have for the collective, please? Thank you. What messages do you have for the collective? Can I have a couple, please? A couple of messages for the collective, please. I'm just shuffling. There's nothing coming through right now. I'm not even... It actually feels really good to shuffle these. The energy's nice. And I think I might have to pull them if they don't give me anything, which they're not giving me anything, so we're going to pull them. Do 2 more shuffles, and we're going to cut and pull 2 from the top. Cut. Pull from 2 from the top. We have 1. We have the journey. We have been talking about a journey this whole time. And we have will, wisdom, and mind. So we have a 20, which I think that's... Well, I was thinking of tarot, I would think of judgment, but I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure. This deck is a little different. 7 of roses, and I would think that is like 7s. I was thinking that could be like, no, that's not. I'm not even going to go for it. 7. So 7 of roses talks about, like the journey, like, and we've been talking about that. And this is the steam port has activity of cargo and is loaded off and onto different ships. Okay, this card shows a time for a journey, a move, a relocation. You may be taking your work or creative endeavors in a whole new direction, whether figuratively or a new industry or literally a new city. Okay? However this journey occurs, it is sure to take you to new places and greater opportunities. Although it may require leaving something safe behind, this is not the time for staying safe in the harbor. It's time for finding and exploring new worlds. So get packed. Oh gosh. So we talked about like just take a step back, but also taking this journey, like trust the path. Like this path, like there's an opportunity that's going to come in, and it's asking some of you for sure that you need to take this, because your tribe is on the other side. People that you're supposed to help, people that you're supposed to work with are on the other side of this thing. So that's definitely something that's coming up right here, is this journey. This journey is going to be coming in, and the universe is asking you to accept it and go with it. And wow. And as you remember, when I said you come through the other side, and it's going to be good for you. Oh my goodness. All right. That's a message for some of you, that there's something coming in. There's a journey. There is some kind of move. There is something that it's supposed to happen. Okay. This next one, like I said, this one reminded me of judgment. Will, wisdom, and mind. And as you can kind of see, it does have the fire and water So let's see what this one says. Because, and this book is broken up in minor arcana and major. And this is, so yeah, this is a major and this is a minor, okay? But they're just a little different than regular tarot. This one is a gold crown of power and authority rest above a Celtic trinity knot. On either side is the Celtic knot is the symbols of fire and water, like I said. Below is the ancient three-legged symbol for the coat of arms from the Isle of Man. Oh my gosh, this is interesting. I was doing a class and there was this lady from the Isle of Man in there, and I was like, oh my God. I said, that's a place, and I was surprised at it. So look at that coincidence. This card, maybe some of you guys, I didn't keep talking to her. Maybe some of you guys are going to be traveling like overseas for that. This card brings with it a time of enormous power, balance, and expressions. The first three rays or energies of the divine move within you equally: power and will, love and wisdom, and intellect or mind. You will be working with the ascended masters who are linked to these energies. Okay. With the participation of the masters, you can raise your focus to a higher power and purpose. You can combine the fire of creativity with the water of receptivity in order to make this contribution to the world. So it's like you are going to be getting information from these ascended masters. And in fact, you think of ascended masters, I think of like Jesus and Buddha and those kinds of people, like who had all of this information, who got all this information as well. And so you could be getting downloads and information that you're supposed to be putting out there into the world. It could be in poetry, it could be in books, it could be in some kind of creative expression. It could be you just doing in your yoga practice with like affirmations, getting that in the affirmations, and or getting people to do body movement, as well as, I know a lot of people love to listen to podcasts, just speaking that truth over the airways through podcasts, just through YouTube, just through this, you're going to be getting these wonderful messages that can help people, especially in a time like this right now. Okay. It says you're likely to find yourself in a position of authority and influence at this time, and is likely to be in a phase of great creativity, but you can handle it. With the powers in play, you're able to discipline yourself and bring together the meditation, the creativity, the rest, and the action required. Take advantage of this time and use these powers well. They are nothing less than divine forces moving through you so that you can manifest their power in the world. And so bringing this power into the world for a greater good. For when you're doing this, a great thing is that you're not only helping yourself, you're helping other people in the world. You're also helping if you have children, or if you have friends that have children, if you have family who have children, future generations. And then if you're like me, if you believe that you do reincarnate and you do come back, you will be also helping your future self as well. So why don't you do it in a very positive way, an uplifting way, a way that's going to help with growth. Okay, so we are going to do a quick tarot to see any messages we have for this journey and this power that is coming in. So some of you have power coming in, and some of you have journeys coming in, and some of you have both, and that the journeys is going to help you use your power, spreading your message all over the globe. And that could be it about this journey, like, making your information and what you're putting in international. Okay, so I was thinking 2 cards for each one, but give me what I need, please, and thank you. This card wants to come out. And I just, okay. And this one. And then I have 2 on the floor. So, oh, I thought I had 2 on the floor. I have 4 on the floor. Do I want those 4? Oh, gosh. The answer is no. The answer is a big fat no. Give me 1 or 2 more cards for the power section, please. Okay. All right. I don't know how many they gave me, but they gave me something. We have Temperance and the Emperor. Talk about some power over here. Okay. This one right here, again, the Journey. 2 of Pentacles. It's like making a decision. As you can kind of see, a boat. I really feel this is like balancing something, which way do you want to go? And kind of like these boats. Which way are you going to go? I love this deck. It is the, I will put it down in the description. For now. I'm using 2, it's Tarot Assembled and Tarot Disassembled. This is the Disassembled. And I'm going to use the Assembled for 1 on top of each of these before we go. Okay. So, Queen of Swords. So see the truth. It's time for you to step up, see the truth, transform, go into, cut through anything that does not work, of not deciding, and see the truth and how it's going to be better for your highest good. And go into it with this as a queen of that queen. All queens have nurturing energy. I don't care who they are. They do have a nurturing to them. But at the same time, they have this different, they bring on different types of things. Queen of Swords, she brings along where she can see the truth, where she can see, she can cut through things. She can cut through the bull crap pretty much. And so being able to see how this journey is going to help you and help you do better, and how it's better for you. And then with this power, this is power. Making sure this Emperor, this power that you're given, again, remember they were talking about, when I was reading the parts in the book, talked about as this Emperor, suiting up and doing this, but also Temperance is here saying, and I'm really drawn to this water. So making sure that you are not being so rigid, that you're flowing with the water, that you can be emotionally connected to these things as well. And like letting, as you can see with the alchemy of Temperance, you're letting things flow back and forth. You can alchemize the energy of that water and knowing when you need to bring in that fire. And remember, you have that fire in that water. So knowing when you need to bring this action of this fire of this Emperor, but also knowing not to be so hard with it, to soften it up too with your water, and knowing when to just like let that steam come in of the water, and fire and water, and creating this steam and just like kind of a release. Okay, so not too much like coming in too strong with the information, or how you're giving it to people, like not being really demanding on it, but being nurturing about it, but being very commanding and upright, but having this love behind it. And you can do that. Okay, so if you are like, okay, well, that's the case, give me some kind of clue to know to look out for. This is your clue right here. I'm going to get I'm going to get a clue for people who are looking into the journey, and a clue for people who are looking into, stepping up their connection with the Ascended Masters. And then I'm going to throw one in the middle for those people who are in that situation where they're stepping into both of these. Okay? So let me see. One clue for my journey people, please. What do they need to look out for? Give us their thing to be aware of. I just want one, please. Well, that's 3. Oh, never mind. Okay, one thing. Okay. I didn't want 3, so that's why I didn't take that card. Okay, the 1. Look out for crowns. So, a crown. Anytime you see a crown or anything like, you know what I just thought of when I thought of this crown in everyday life is the Corona beer. I haven't had a Corona beer in a long time, and I don't even know if is there a crown on the Corona beer. I think it is. I'm not for sure, but something like that. Like, say you pick up a drink and there on the cup there's a crown, and it's like, oh, okay, and maybe that company is in a certain place like the Netherlands, and so okay, maybe I'm supposed to be going there, or I'm supposed to connect with people there or something. That is your clue. Your clue is a crown for my journey people. Okay, so my ascendant master people who are stepping into their power and are connecting with these higher powers, what clue can they look for, please? They gave me 2, and I'm saying no. I want one thing. They keep giving me 2. Whatever it is something that is. I think it's something long, because the 2 things they showed me were long things. And maybe it's not. It could be. It's a cloud. So maybe it's a long cloud. Like you see you're like, oh my God, that cloud is really long. And so maybe that's also a clue to go outside and meditate underneath the clouds. I don't know why I said that, but, meditating with the clouds around you. Okay? All right. So my group that are kind of in between these both, who are like, I just had a whole thing drop down, who are in this where they're going to be stepping into this power, working with Ascendant Masters, but they also have some movement as well in their life. What is that? Let me have one. Their clue. What is their clue? I'm not taking those. I'm leaving them down there too. You're gonna have to give me one from up here. One, please. You are a butthole. Oh my gosh. All my cards are all having are falling. Yes, I did call my guides butthole. We have this we have this relationship. They laugh at me. I laugh at them. That is a form and affection of me calling them that. Okay. Can I please have one card for my group that is like mixing in between these 2, please? And thank you. Okay. They gave me 2 things, and I'm taking them because, they win all the time. Lantern and rope. Okay? And it's interesting because it's Hermit and the Hangman on the sides. So this tells me patience, waiting, inner light. Again, actually, it's interesting because it's like, remember I said go outside and meditate? It's kind of like it reminded me of this lantern with the Hangman and the Hermit going within as well. Both of these things are. So it's right now, I think, with guys, the people who are moving in between these 2, it's kind of you're moving into it. It's going to take time. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. It's going to take time. Interesting thing enough, I have fire with this red and water with this blue. Remember the fire and water. So that's what I have, you guys. Guys, some of you guys are going on a journey, and your guides want you to know this. We did not tap into anything that was from the past or something else. This was tapping into more of things that are moving towards you in your future and where you are presently. And so sometimes that's what the Akashic Records does. It does not always show you things from the past unless you are going in there and asking specifically, like, did I say? I did say it. I do, specifically. Going in there and saying, I want this. I want to know this. I did not do that. I went in and said, let us know what we need to know. What are we getting? What does the collective need to know? What's going on? And this is the message that came out. So I hope you got something from this. Thank you so much for being here. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye.